We're going to be diving into the world of ice barriers for you today. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more awesome content. So today we're having ice barriers in the Zodiac Monthly. And this is actually a nice change of pace, actually seeing ice barriers actually kind of perform here. And we're going to be against Metagame today. Yes, the combo aggressor that we've all kind of know and love here. And guess what? Metagame gets to go first. And we're starting off with the Fenrir. On into Fenrir, very classic here. Go ahead and get ashed on the Calarium. Well, they're going to go ahead and Scareclaw cast T-Rex in. That's rough. It's actually kind of funny that was the choke point there, but it's okay because, you know, we just get to go into light hard here. Because remember, this is just any Scareclaw or Vice of Starfrost. So, you know, the minus on this just turns on into, hey, we can go ahead and we'll reverse engineer. Go ahead and grab Phobia here. Go ahead, rotate Phobia. Go and grab Vice's Starfrost here. Alright, down comes Vice's for the pop. Go ahead and trigger on up. Go ahead and make an SP Little Knight. Well, I expected so much more on that play line there. Alright, and we just banished the ass and pass turn. I mean, they're on a Fenrir and an SP Little Knight, like, and they have Droll and Lockbird in their hand. Like, it kind of stinks that, like, they got, like, real no value off of this, and that they had to go down the combo line that they had to, but you know, that just kind of happened. So what's Ice Barrier going to do here? So we're going to go ahead and Ice Jade here, which is going to let us go ahead and discard against special. We'll go ahead and make our token here. All right, we'll go ahead and trigger the Revealer here. Remember, Revealer, this card is, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add an Ice Barrier card or cards that is banished or in your deck to your hand except for a copy of this card, which is so good. We're going to go ahead and get Drolled. We're like, oh, okay, Droll is good. We're going to go ahead and we're going to make it the Ice Jade Sinker here. So remember, quick effect, you can deactivate this effect. Face-up monsters cannot be destroyed by or banished by your opponent's card effects. And then if your opponent, or if you activated this in response to your opponent's card or effect, also, and your opponent has a card or cards with that name on their field or graveyard, banish those cards. If a card or cards is banished by your opponent's cards while this card's in your graveyard, this thing gets pop on back out. Main thing we care about here is this is 3k. So we're going to swing on into the SP Little Knight. Mission accomplished. Now we just have to deal with the Fenrir, which will be fine. So we're going to go ahead and drop down Revealer here. So while you control another Ice Barrier monster, your opponent cannot tribute summon. Oh, that's freaking hilarious. And then we can discard one card, special summon an Ice Barrier Tuner from the deck, and you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except for water. So we're going waterlocked here. We're going to go ahead and special summon up here. They're going to go ahead and trigger the Fenrir here. Little Hexa here. Alright, we're going to go ahead and Ice Jade away. Good stuff. We did it. We protected our little Hexa. So Hexa here during your main phase, we can send a level 3 or lower Ice Barrier monster from your deck to the graveyard, and this card becomes the same as that monster's level. So go ahead. Hey, look, mill off. Now we're going to go ahead and we actually get to make the little speaker here since we got our special. We're going to overlay, make the Bahamut, go ahead and our opponent's going to hit that concede button. I've seen enough. Yeah, well, realistically, I mean, like, that's pretty good. And I see we've opened up Double Droll and Knockbird here. A very strong opening here. I see our opponent has Cold by the Grave. That's good, Yu-Gi-Oh! Calarium, go ahead and grab Reamheart. Go ahead and slam down Droll. Chain Call by the Grave, go ahead and chain Droll Knockbird. Yeah, I love this game, man. It is so easy to cut your opponent off with this. Good stuff. So now they're gonna have to find a way to try to play this, and this is gonna be kind of wild. Go ahead, rotate down, Calarium, special. Go ahead and make Excel, trigger on back. Go ahead and make the Baron, and we're gonna have to set the Twin Sol here. That's rough, man. I see that we do have the Ice Jade ran a grind, so it's time to start combo. Go ahead and drop off the mirror here. We'll be getting they're going to go ahead Baron. All right. Interesting. So we lose this. Can we combo on 2 cards? We do get our Revealer here. We're going to go ahead, Revealer, go ahead and special summon down the Swordsman of the Ice Barrier. So while you control another Ice Barrier monster, your opponent cannot activate effects of monsters in the graveyard. And then if you control an Ice Barrier card, we can special summon this in defense position from the hand. And if this card is normal special, we can special summon a level 5 or lower Ice Barrier monster from the hand or graveyard. So we drop this down, go ahead and trigger revive up our friend here. Revealer going to go on ahead and discard to actually special summon out Speaker here. And now we're off to the races. Overlay on in to the Bahamut Shark here. We'll go ahead and we'll get our Toad up here. Now, this little guy actually does something. So we contribute one other effect monster we control. We get locked out of the extra deck except for Water Synchros, and then we can just special summon up to 3 Ice Barrier tokens. So you see our little Bahamut Shark here? We're about to convert this thing into mana. Alright, go ahead, do our thing. Oh, also did I mention that this is a tuner monster? Very important here. We're going to go ahead and make the Coral Dragon here. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and banish the Speaker here to make our token. Alright, we're going to go ahead and synchro on in to the big Chungas themselves. So once per turn, if your opponent special summons a monsters, we can special summon a Ice Barrier monster from the hand, deck, extra deck, or graveyard, and then you can change one opponent's attack position monster to defense position. You can only use this effect of Lancia, Dragon Ancestor of the Icy Spirit Mountain, up to twice per turn. And if this face-up synchro summon card in its owner's control leaves the field by an opponent's card, you can special summon an Ice Barrier Synchro monster from your extra deck. Alright, well, it's just kidding. We were actually going to make the Ravenous Crocozor here, because why make that thing when we can make this and get the best value out of this? Because this just converts on in to a massive draw here. Like, you get to draw 3, and then you get to make the coral, or the draw off of this, and we're just gas here. Slam down Medallion, go ahead and grab General Wayne. Spell and trap cards on the field, but spent from the opponent's to the opponent's graveyard, banished instead. And if your opponent controls an ice, or if your opponent controls a monster and you control an Ice Barrier, you can special summon this card from your hand. On normal special, add an Ice Barrier spell trap card from your deck to your hand. Oh, that's broken. Go ahead and special down the General. Go ahead and grab the Freezing Chains here. On activation, we can target a level 4 lower Ice Barrier monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Oh boy, it's coming back. Go ahead and revive. Synchro summon on into the big guy here. Yes, this is actually what we're going for here. You know, this was actually pretty cool to actually see. We got to make the big synchro. We got to make the Crocozor. I think the scariest thing about watching this deck actually play is you can actually see the play lines. Like, the Ravenous Crocozor just turns into a huge draw on this. And it's like, okay, well, hey, you know, guess what? I'll go ahead and draw 3 Coral Dragon, nets me another plus here. Those filtering options that start stacking up, you start seeing this snowball of advantage here, and you start stripping this away from your opponent, it starts to get a little bit rough. Let's pass it over to the deck list. Our Ice Barrier list here, actually having pretty good results out here. We have, of course, you're maximizing on your triple hand traps. This is pretty standard. You do play 1 copy of Defender. Honestly, this little guy for the little floodgate conditions that you can put on your opponent. Basically, your monster, you control another Ice Barrier monster your opponent controls cannot declare an attack if their attack is greater than or equal to this card's defense. So that's hilarious, by the way. You also maximize on the triple draw. We also have the 1 copy of General Ryo in here. When opponent monster activates on the field, they must discard a card or the effect is negated. Yes, this actually can kind of turn your opponent inside out if they don't immediately out this. Alright, and then General Wayne for the extension / searching options. Triple copies of the Swordsman of the Ice Barrier, free extender / revive. This card does a lot of work. Also being level 5 tuner monster is huge. You also have triple copies of Hex's Spirit, triple copies of Ice Jade Ranagrind. As much as I want to be like, you can play this deck without this, I think this card is very strong. You also have triple copies of the Mirror Master. You have triple Nibiru. Your triple copies of Revealer with your triple copies of Speaker. You do play 1 copy of the Warlock. When you control another Ice Bear, both players must set spell cards before activating them and cannot activate them until the end of the next turn. Yes, you have a soft lock with this card yet again. Then we have the 1 Freezing Chains, your triple Medallion, triple Super Poly, your 2 wins over the Ice Barrier, and 1 copy of Ice Barrier itself. And then we have 1 Zelantis, 1 Coral Anemone, 1 Totally Awesome, 1 Bahamut Shark, 1 Trishula Zero Dragon, 1 Basic Trishula, 1 Chang Ying with the 1 Draw 3 monster, Of course, we have one Lancia with your one Ice Jade. Then we have Coral, the Baron, the Dragite, the Mud Dragon, and Garua for the Super Poly targets. Then, of course, you have triple DD Crow, your triple copies of Cosmic, triple Dark Ruler No More, triple Evenly Matched, and triple Gravity Collapse here. Wrapping up your dive into the world of Ice Barriers. And I do think that this deck is, it's very fun. That's why I wanted to showcase it today, because, you know, as Ice Barriers get closer to the TCG, you're going to see some very interesting things, I think, unfold from this. So what do you guys think? Please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And, well, the Ice Barrier might be melting soon for the TCG. You guys have a good rest of your day. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.